I'm going to tell you why I don't like to stay at marinas. Um, for one thing, they're expensive, and I live on my boat 365 nights a year, and at my length, that's about $100 a night. So I am saving myself about $36,000 a year by not staying at a marina as a transient. Because I'm always in transit, I don't want to stay in one place for long enough to get a deal, a monthly rate or something like that on a marina. So I end up paying the nightly rate, which is like a hotel room. The main reason people go to marinas and stay at marinas as transients is because they have the ability to get power. And I don't need power because my boat is equipped with 800 watts of solar and I have 400 amps of lithium, and I am perfectly fine and self-sufficient. So even when I do go to a marina, I don't hook up to the shore power because it's unnecessary. I do like going to marinas for the laundry. That is one thing that I really enjoy. And I always check to make sure that the laundry room is in good working order because a lot of times the website will say they have laundry, but then you get there to find out that it's not working. So, laundry is a big plus for a marina. But other than that, I enjoy anchoring out because it's peaceful. I don't have a lot of people talking around the boat, knocking on my boat, saying, "Hey, you want to go do this or go do that?" A lot of times people assume that because I'm alone, I must be lonely, and that's not necessarily the truth. So, I don't like docking. Docking is really stressful. And if I can avoid docking, I do. If I dock for fuel and for water, that's easy because I'm doing it on the fuel dock where it's just one straight dock. I'm not trying to back in or out in these little slips. I'm not worrying about all these other boats around me. Usually getting in and out of the fuel dock is a lot easier than getting into a slip. And I trust my ground tackle. I have an oversized anchor. I have a lot of chain. I have 170 feet of chain. I have 100 feet of nylon rode. I have a really good mantis bridle and a really good chain grabber for my bridle. And I trust my anchoring techniques. I have an anchor alarm, Anchor Pro, which I use, and it's really comforting when I drive away in the dinghy to hear the anchor alarm going off because it lets me know that it's working. And I trust it. I also leave my Navionics track on so that anytime I have a question about where I am in terms of where the anchor was dropped, I can just look at my Navionics and I can see the path that the boat has been moving and see if it's swinging correctly around the center, which is where the anchor would be. Um, I can look at my AIS to see where the other boats are around me if I need to, if I can't see at night. But really, I have a lot of faith in my ability to anchor. And I've gotten that because I anchor so often. I've never dragged and that's good. I pulled back really hard when I finally get everything all squared away. I will hit reverse and I will back down at 2000 RPMs and make sure that the anchor is really, really set. I think that helps too. Um, I also think about where I'm going to anchor. So I want to always be in the lee, especially if there's a storm coming. So I want to have good protection. I want to have I want to have as little fetch as I possibly can from the wind. Fetch is the distance between a landmass and where the wind would be hitting me. So so I consider that too when I'm anchoring. And also, I need to make sure that I have enough room to swing, that I'm not going to run into other boats and that other boats aren't going to swing into me or drag down on me. With all that, with all those skills that I've sort of been developing, I have a lot more confidence around anchoring than I do about docking. Even though there are dock hands who come running to help when I'm docking at a marina, they don't know how my boat handles, and they might be telling me to turn the wheel at a certain time or to back up at a certain time, and they're not really feeling the boat. So it's tricky trying to figure out when to do what they're saying and when to ignore what they're saying and do what I feel in my gut I need to do to get the boat safely in or out of a slip. Um, but there's a lot of things you can hit. And I don't want to hit somebody's really, really expensive boat. And I don't want Mavia to get hurt because it means not just money, but time, a lot of time to fix things when they break. So that's pretty much why I enjoy anchoring out. It's peaceful. Oh, and bugs. Marinas are loaded with bugs, and the reason is because they are well protected from the wind, and they're hot for that reason also. So you go in a marina, you pay a lot of money, you're surrounded in a lot of people, it's hot, it's buggy, and you're banging against things, and you have the added risk of bumping into something when you are coming or going. If you want to come in after the marina is closed, then good luck. You're on your own in terms of docking. And if you want to leave before the marina opens, then good luck. You're on your own in terms of leaving the dock. There's a lot to consider.